I should start back at the beginning.
So the first time I ever talked to Jordan was in December of 2019. I was having a particularly rough day.
My head was in a weird place. I had just moved back to LA after an 11-month stint in Connecticut, recovering from surgery on my spine and my skull after being diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic condition.
I had just been diagnosed with genital herpes.
My relationship of 5 years would just come to an end.
Such a sweet, upbeat short from the U.S., telling the story of a couple of musicians, each with health conditions, who meet on the phone, he being in L.A., she in New York. Two very poetic people who connected so well. It was fun hearing about how they went from I like you to I love you, and how they wrote lots of music even before they finally met each other in person. The shots were fun and light, using fanciful chalk drawings, close-ups, shadows, and popsicle stick words. I also really enjoyed when they used household props for airband moves, such as a guitar broom. Of course, the soundtrack was mostly of their touching lyrics and instrumentals. Great job.
It is a real-life love story that feels fit for the cinema, and we get to see it in a kind of cinematic way through this short. It's inspiring to see how the music brought them together. I think that's my favorite aspect of this love story. And it has such an upbeat, effervescent vibe to it, even though some of the subject matter is kind of dour and downbeat. Love still perseveres through it all and allows them to come together to be happy.
I had a smile on my face the whole time. I found the main subject, like that couple, so engaging and so entertaining. Just the energy that they exuded was just transcended the screen and just came to grab at your heart. Just lovely. I love the video scrapbook nature of it, like all the images that went with all the words. At a certain point, it almost felt like those texts that are, I don't know what you call them, but they're told with pictures instead of words. It was almost like we could follow the story without the narration. It was just so well put together, and they just seemed to be having so much fun throughout the whole thing. Like I say, it was contagious, it was infectious, such creativity. It just really made you want to see these guys do more. Well done. Just yeah, like I said, I got a smile on my face.
This is a super emotional story, very cute, with love, lots of music and artistic expressions that somehow managed to hold people together during the global pandemic and made once more the statement that true love has no limits. It is hopeful, honest, and just very whimsical. I love both characters. They look like they have lots of fun together. They belong together, and I'm glad they found each other. And it's a great film documenting this relationship.
But this is a wonderful just example of how things how people adapted during a terrible time to make something wonderful happen. And the fact that they met and fell in love basically over FaceTime, and end up moving in together is pretty wonderful. And that they're both creatives and creating together. It's a wonderful story, and it's a wonderful example to all of us to see, that art and creativity really means something, and you can overcome adversity, whether it's through loving a partner or a family or a friend, and also by the act of creating art. So it's a wonderful story. It's wonderfully done, and I hope it gets out there because it's a great message.
I thought this was really, really interesting. I thought it was a really kind of just honest, pure way of telling a story, and also how they met and how they were making music together was also a very like pure, honest way of making music, having never met each other in person before, but working so closely together to create. And that obviously does leave you, open and vulnerable, and definitely did for them. So I thought it was such a beautiful way to share that. Because I think that when people, especially when people are making music together or making other types of art together, you do open yourself up in a different way than you would normally to other people. It's a different type of vulnerability. It's a different type of creativity. It's a different type of trust that you kind of have to have in order to be able to creatively work with somebody. So I think doing that and doing it so successfully for so long just opened up such an avenue for them to get to know each other in a different way. And then obviously fall in love and move in together. And just thought the entire movie was such a beautiful way to honor that.
Definite bespoke, handmade kind of vibe. A lot of the visual elements of chalk drawings or kind of handmade, handwritten, hand illustrated, hand shot, created, I think, a sense of intimacy and immediacy around the love story of these two individuals who came together during the pandemic. I liked the use of music in the film, the way the music was integrated with the conversation, and I liked the way that the interviews were pieced together and edited together over visuals that really pulled you in and made the story feel more full and more alive.
This film was incredibly charming, and I felt like it really perfectly encapsulated the goofy nature of the lovely couple featured in the film. It is an intimate story of love and formed connections, even when you're miles apart. Every moment is as goofy and heartwarming as the next. You can really see Wendy and Ned's personality in the way it's edited. The really simple scenes where just something's popping out of something else, or the narration is saying something and then they honestly just put in something to perfectly represent it that's not in line with what's actually happened in real time. It's just really fun, and I can see how much love and effort they put into this video as well. The music composition is simply the cherry on the top of a delightful film, and I expect no less, considering both sides of the couple are really talented musicians and artists in their own right. Wendy is a songwriter and Ned is this composer, and I feel like this film is the perfect love child between both their creative pursuits.